So you're looking for a solid pair of adjustable clippers, and you've heard the Andis Envy might be the answer. Maybe you're a barber wanting cordless freedom or just someone who wants clean fades at home. The promise is huge. A lightweight, powerful, all-day clipper that can do it all. But here's what surprised me after weeks of testing. This clipper has some serious, deal-breaking flaws that nobody is talking about in the glossy ads. Therefore, if you're about to spend your hard-earned $85 on the Andis Envy, you absolutely need to watch this honest review first, because I'm going to save you from a major disappointment. For the best price, click the link in the description. Let's start with the good, because there is some. The Envy Lee is incredibly lightweight and the ergonomic grip truly is comfortable. If you have smaller or medium-sized hands, it feels natural, like it was designed just for you. The marketing nails that part. The rotary motor is impressively quiet compared to some screaming magnetic motors, and at 5,500 cuts per minute, it has plenty of power for bulk removal. It comes with a nice set of attachment combs. The blade does adjust from a 0 to a 1, and the 2-hour battery life on paper is fantastic. So why am I telling you not to buy it? Therefore, we need to deep dive into the problems, and the first one is a massive buzzkill. The number one issue, the hill I will die on with this clipper, is the blade performance and adjustment system. It's a single lever, carbon steel blade. Sounds simple, right? But the reality is a nightmare of inconsistency. The lever moves the blade from a 0, which is super close, all the way up to a 1. However, the cutting performance at different settings is wildly uneven. At some settings, it cuts beautifully. At others, especially in the mid-range crucial for fades, it pulls, snags, and leaves hair looking chewed up instead of crisp. I felt like I was troubleshooting a haircut instead of giving one. It's like a chef's knife that only slices tomatoes properly on Tuesdays. And then there's zero gapping. For the uninitiated, zero gapping is aligning the blade super close for super sharp lines. The Envy boasts you can do this. But the adjustment mechanism for this is fiddly, tiny, and made of soft metal that feels like it will strip if you look at it wrong. Compared to the rock-solid, precise adjustments on something like a wall magic clip, this feels cheap and precarious. You're paying a premium price for a budget-feeling adjustment system. Therefore, if your technique relies on precise blade work, this clipper will fight you every step of the way. Let's just say the only thing it consistently fades is my patience. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather the lack of elephant. The power. That 5,500 SPM rotary motor is smooth and quiet, but it lacks torque. When you're going through thicker hair, or even slightly damp hair, it bogs down dramatically. It starts strong, but under load it feels anemic. This isn't a clipper for speed or for dense hair. It's fine for light, detail work, but for all-around use, it falls short. You'll find yourself making more passes, which increases the chance of irritation and unevenness. It's like having a sports car that only works on perfectly flat, dry roads. Great in theory, frustrating in reality. And then we have the battery life. They promise 2 hours of non-stop power. In my testing, with intermittent use like actual haircuts, you might get close to that. But here's the kicker. There is no battery indicator. Not a single light, not a beep, nothing to tell you how much juice you have left. It just dies. Mid-fade. Imagine that moment with a client in your chair. It's the haircut equivalent of your phone dying during an important call. You're left scrambling for the charger, which takes a full 2 hours to recharge. So much for cordless freedom when you're tethered to an outlet for half your day. This leads us to the build quality and longevity, which ties directly into the top reviews on Amazon. The 4.1-star rating is misleading. When you dig into the negative reviews, a pattern emerges. People report the on-off switch failing after a few months, the plastic housing developing cracks, the blade lever becoming loose and wobbly. My unit hasn't failed yet, but it feels fragile. The plastic is thin in places, and after disassembling it for cleaning, The internal construction doesn't inspire confidence for daily professional use. It feels like a prosumer model disguised as a professional tool. For a home user who uses it once a month, it might last. For a barber, I'd be shocked if it survived a year. It's built with an enthusiasm for life, but the lifespan of a mayfly in a barbershop. Let's contrast this with the competition. At this $85 price point, you are in the territory of the Wall Magic Clip, the Andis Master, or the Oster Fast Feed. The Wall Magic Clip, often cheaper, has a better blade system, proven reliability, a fuel gauge, and a faster charger. The Andis Master is a tank built to last for decades. The Envy tries to sit in this space, but brings a plastic fork to a knife fight. It's prioritizing a slim design and lightweight feel over the ruggedness and consistent performance professionals need. Therefore, you're paying for form over fundamental function. So who is this clipper for? Honestly, it's a tough sell. If you are a professional barber or stylist who needs reliable, consistent performance all day, every day, I cannot recommend the Andis Envy. The blade inconsistency and lack of torque are deal breakers. If you are a serious home user who wants salon-quality fades, the learning curve and frustration aren't worth it. This might only suit someone who does very occasional, simple cuts on themselves or family, values the lightweight feel above all else, and doesn't mind the quirks. But even then, for that audience, there are better, simpler options. Therefore, what's the resolution? My final verdict. The Andis Envy Adjustable Clipper is a classic case of a product that looks better on paper than it performs in your hand. It has a great design philosophy: lightweight, cordless, ergonomic. But the execution on the critical components like the blade system, motor torque, and build quality misses the mark for its price. It's not the worst clipper ever, but it's a don't buy because at $85, you have significantly better, more reliable choices that won't leave you mid-fade with a dead clipper and a frustrated client. It promises creative freedom but delivers creative constraints. If you want a tool that works with you, not against you, you need to look elsewhere. I've done the research so you don't have to waste your money. For the best prices on the clippers I do recommend, like the Wall Magic Clip or others that actually live up to the hype, click the link in the description below. That link supports our channel at no extra cost to you and gets you the real deal. Don't buy the Andis Envy. Your haircuts and your sanity will thank you.